What's going on, YouTube? Velocity Smith 81 back at it again here with another episode of Random Pack Rebuilds. This will be episode 9. You can see here I have the different packs that we have available. We do have the Donruss Blaster here as well. So let's go ahead and go over to the spinner wheel. We'll have it spin. We'll go ahead and pick out what we're going to be ripping today and what we're going to be rebuilding. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel here. All right, and we're gonna get Score Pack 1. Okay, so that's gonna be this pack right here of Score. We'll go ahead and put these off to the side for next week. And we'll go ahead and get to ripping here. You guys know the deal by now. The first card that we pull will be the team that we're rebuilding. So let's go ahead and rip in here and see what team we're going to get. So last week was the Cowboys. They went 17-0, and they did finish the perfect season with a Super Bowl victory. So let's go ahead and see who we're going to get here. The team we're going to be rebuilding is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, as you guys already know, we've already done the Steelers. So then the next card will be the team that we're going to go ahead and pick. Now, I do know that Score has these team cards at the end. So let's go ahead and see what that team card is here. Let's go ahead and pull from the back and see what that team is going to be. So from the back, we do have a celebration here for the Jaguars, and that is T-Law, Trevor Lawrence. We also have a first ballot, Barry Sanders. Did they not get the team card in this pack? There's a Garrett Wilson potential here. Doesn't look like they got the team one here. So far, they did get a sack attack from Myles Garrett. All right, so the team one did not come into this one. Okay, so then we will go ahead and put these back here, and then it'll be the second card that we pull. Yeah, we haven't run into this yet. So, all right, so we're going to get Ben Roethlisberger either way for the Steelers. So, all right, so we're going to be rebuilding the Dolphins. Rebuilding the Dolphins. All right, so we have Devontae Parker here. We already got the Ben Roethlisberger. We're also going to get Trayvon Diggs. All right, we also got Damian Harris here for running back. All right, we got Jerry Jeudy for wide receiver. Harold Landry, linebacker. So we are getting some defense, which is good. Jamal Williams, running back. Terrence Marshall Jr. All right, here's our first legendary, or I guess Ben Roethlisberger would be the first, legendary character or legendary player. Kellen Winslow, tight end, legendary Kellen Winslow, nice. Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco, also going to be a legendary receiver coming over, very nice. Cam Akers. And then for rookies, we do have George Pickens on the Steelers, which I believe was also in that Steelers pack for, was that 4 weeks ago? Yeah. So he's already got all the upgrades from that first pack, and he'll come over to this team, and he'll get more upgrades. Nice. We also got Trayvon Walker. Trayvon Walker, I believe, is also on one of those teams that we have already rebuilt. So Trayvon Walker's just going to keep getting better. Reggie Robertson Jr., wide receiver there. Channing Tindall, linebacker. And Caleb Ellaby, quarterback. Jalen Weidermeyer. All right, and then we also got another Channing Tindall. All right, so this is going to be kind of interesting since we have the two Channing Tindalls, and they're both rookie cards. So this one will get a +4 because it's a regular rookie and a regular base card. But this one is not only a rookie, but is a parallel. So this one would get a +5. So both of them together would be a +9 to linebacker Channing Tindall. +9 with both. There's also Myles Garrett, the sack attack card, which we saw earlier. We also got a Garrett Wilson rookie here, potential. And then we did get Barry Sanders, the legendary Barry Sanders himself. He'll come over from the Cowboys from last week. And then we also did get T-Law, Trevor Lawrence. So from the Dolphins, I believe Tua is still there. So Trevor Lawrence would come over as far as being a quarterback. And we have that legendary Ben Roethlisberger. So not a bad little pickups here. So again, we'll go over it one more time, and then we'll put them in the game as usual. So we did get the celebration, T-Law, Trevor Lawrence. We did get the first ballot, Barry Sanders. Potential, Garrett Wilson. Sack attack, Myles Garrett. And then the 2 Channing Tindalls. One of the regular and then one as the parallel. So again, +9 to Channing Tindall's attributes. Jalen Windermeyer. Caleb Ellaby, Reggie Robertson, Trayvon Walker, George Pickens, Cam Akers, legendary Ocho Cinco Chad Johnson, legendary Kellen Winslow, Terrace Marshall, Jamal Williams, Harold Landry, Jerry Jeudy, Damian Harris, Trayvon Diggs, Devontae Parker, and Ben Roethlisberger. And again, since we already had the Steelers, we did get the Miami Dolphins. So we're going to get the Dolphins here for this rebuild. Awesome, guys. Well, that is the team. Put your comments down below if you guys think that they're going to make it to the Super Bowl. Don't cheat and go to the end and let me know. But yeah, there's the team. Let's go ahead and see how they look.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Random Pack Rebuilds, where every card counts. This is episode 9 of the Miami Dolphins. And you guys saw the pack. Let's go ahead and check out the team. It is absolutely stacked. So we did get Ben Roethlisberger. He is going to be one of our legendary players here. We also got Trevor Lawrence, but Ben Roethlisberger is going to be our starter. We also got Barry Sanders over from the Cowboys from the pack from last week, so he came over and also got a couple of buffs. We also got Cam Akers, Jamal Williams, and Damian Harris as well. Then the wideouts here, we do have Chad Johnson here, or Chad Ocho Cinco, if you guys remember back in the day. We also had Tyreek Hill already on the team here. And so we also have George Pickens as a 93, and then the Offensive Rookie of the Year, Garrett Wilson. We also got Jerry Jeudy here from that pack, and also this Brian Robinson here. So we also did get Kellen Winslow Sr. as a legendary character as well. So, and that's just the start of it as far as legendary characters go. So we also got Harold Landry here. We did get the Channing Tindall here, and he did get that +9 because we did get the gold version of the card and the regular version. So with all that put together, it was +9. We also have Trayvon Walker here, now as a 99 overall linebacker. He's been on 2 different teams now, so with him coming over here, he just keeps getting better and better, and the attributes just keep going more and more. Of course, we also did get Myles Garrett in that pack, as well as Trayvon Diggs. So the defense definitely got some help. So we'll have to go ahead and see how this all turns out. Hopefully they can make it to the Super Bowl, because if you guys remember, the Dallas Cowboys were an undefeated team last week, because this is now the 4th team that we're going to be rebuilding here within Madden. Now, you have to remember, we also have the Steelers and Jets that were part of the rebuilds, right? So we have to play the Jets twice and the Steelers once this season. So we'll definitely jump into those games and check out, a couple of series and see how that goes. But let's go ahead and see how it all plays out here, guys. Let's go ahead and get into the first game. Again, this is always really fun to make for you guys. I hope you guys like the series. It does take a little bit of time to create and get going, but man, is it fun.
Today, from Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida, it's Week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Miami Dolphins taking on the New England Patriots.
From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Today, we get the season started with an AFC East tilt right off the bat between the New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins. I'm Brandon Gaudin, joined by my broadcast partner, Charles Davis. And at long last, it's time to begin another season in the NFL. And if this looks familiar, Charles, it's because it is. For the third straight season, Miami and New England will play each other in Week 1. It's kind of becoming something of an unofficial tradition for these two.
And we'll take it if they keep playing games like we've seen over the last 2 years, because New England scored a late touchdown to secure a win in 2020, then had a red zone fumble in 2021 to let Miami hang on for a one-point win last year in Foxborough. It's like in boxing. You get two great fights, each guy takes one. You definitely want the rubber match to see who is the better team. And Miami feels like they've really closed the gap.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and slow this down, watch the first two series, and going to go ahead and see how it all shakes out at the end, guys.
Here's a punter, Thomas Morstead, to get this one started. And we are underway from Hard Rock Stadium. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So here come the Patriots getting ready on offense. They'll be led out by a man who upset the AFC champs in his first career start last year during the regular season. Out of Western Kentucky, here's Mike White.
All right, I know it's something that every team says every season, but they genuinely believe that this is their year, and having him at quarterback is a big part of that. They think he's poised for a huge season and can really be the type of player that brings out the best of each weapon that they have on this offense. Behind that type of performance, their goals are high. They envision a lot of wins and finishing among the league's best on their side of the ball.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. White complete. Hunter Henry with a grab. 4 yards the pickup. First down. A play fake. Now White. High throw, but he makes the catch. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 37-yard line. They'll try the left side with Stevenson. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Again, it's Stevenson. And once again, the Dolphin defense holds firm as they'll stop him behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 1, now a loss of 2, and they're staring at a 3rd and 13.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
2 running plays go backwards, so what's the call on 3rd and 13 now? Now White. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Stevenson. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get into his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And now Nick Folk. His career long, 56 yards. This from 54 yards away. And he missed it. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game. The Dolphins ready to take over on offense. And, Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in Week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10, down at the 31. Up the middle they go with Sanders. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. On 2nd and 7, Roethlisberger. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Adrian Phillips. And the Patriots are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, your first drive of the first quarter, you get it down there, try to fire it in the end zone, and big-time deflation on that play.
No doubt about it. They're moving and grooving and getting into position, and this is not the ending that they saw on this drive, is it? They had things going their way.
All right, so the Patriots go down the field, and then they miss a field goal, and then the Dolphins look good until Roethlisberger decided to throw a pick in the end zone. So we're going to go ahead and send the rest of this out and see how it all unfolds here. All right, so 0-0, still first quarter. Miami does get a quick touchdown, so now they're up 7-0 in the first quarter. And see what happens if they get another field goal, so now they're up 10-0. 17-0 now Miami in the second quarter here. A little bit of back and forth here. Now third quarter, second half. Doesn't look like New England can really do anything. Miami now up 20-0. 23-0 now Miami. Now in the fourth quarter, New England finally does score. Looks like they don't get a 2-point conversion. Now 23-13. Looks like New England's trying to claw back, but I think that is about to do it for this game. 26-13 looks like it's going to be your final score.
Well, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in Week 1. And to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better and earned the win.
So for Miami, that'll be a happy locker room as they start this season 1-0. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for New England, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll be on the road next week as they travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Dolphins are winners here as we say so long from South Florida.
And that is your final score, 26-13, Miami over New England. Ben Roethlisberger did have 169 yards and a touchdown in his debut. Mike White had 301 yards and 1 touchdown. Barry Sanders had 21 carries for 85 yards. Chad Johnson had 1 reception for only 4 yards. And then Tyreek Hill, 6 receptions, 123 yards. So Ocho Cinco, not that big of a contributor here in this game in the first week of episode 9 of the Random Pack Rebuilds here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go week by week at this point. I'm not going to go mid-season because I do know that they have to face the Jets and the Steelers. So we're going to go ahead and send over to those games at least. So here we got the Baltimore Ravens. And let's see what happens there. So they win 44-38. Now here against the Buffalo Bills in the same division. And they win 27-21. So the Dolphins now 3-0, along with the Jets, also in our division. So we've got the 0-3 Bengals here, and we win 37-31. And the Jets also won, so now we're both 4-0. Now remember, guys, the Jets do have Drew Brees as their starter. They were week 7 or episode 7. So definitely go back and check out those episodes, because that way you can get all caught up with all these other teams that we got going on and why we're checking out these other teams here. So we're going to go ahead and jump in here and see how the Jets are doing still. Again, these are real fun to make, guys. So hopefully you guys really enjoy this series.
Today, from MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, it's Week 5 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the New York Jets taking on the Miami Dolphins.
We're situated about 8 miles west of New York City at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Straight ahead, it's a matchup of unbeatens between the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and slow this down just a bit here. And we'll watch the first 2 series.
Certainly the game of the weekend, maybe the game of the year, the battle of the unbeatens as we get underway. This one fielded at the 5. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. And led out by their veteran quarterback. He's been around a while. They don't celebrate birthdays for him. They just cut him up, see how many rings he's got around the middle. He has been in the league a long time.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
A throw left side to start the drive is complete. 5 yards on the game's first play, 2nd down. A first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. They run here with a second-year man from UNC, Javonte Williams. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. The numbers on the ground for Williams a week ago. 15 carries, 84 yards, and a touchdown.
How about the first month of the season for him? He leads the league in rushing, so you know his confidence is at an all-time high, which means his offensive line loves it too. They'll get more opportunities to run block for him.
To the right side and complete to Thomas. And they're going to get this up to midfield. This defense for the Dolphins, they were very good in the victory a week ago over Cincinnati.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball? Or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright?
A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now the Jets send on Braden Mann to punt. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Dolphins now getting set for their initial possession. And leading them out, their veteran quarterback.
You enjoyed watching that game tape, didn't you?
Yeah,
Last week's game.
Good. 4 touchdowns, 1 pick.
Now, you were a little upset about the pick. I didn't know if you would play him this week or not if you were the head coach.
Hey, they got the win.
You got the win, so you're going to give him another chance?
Okay, give him another shot.
All right, I think the ratio is pretty good. He'll try to eliminate the interception, but he wants to keep that hot streak going, throwing touchdown passes.
And once again, this is Sanders. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Play action. Now Roethlisberger. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Roethlisberger. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 4th down. Well, able to get the completion, but unfortunately not able to get the 3rd down conversion there on that play.
And I like how the defense approached that one. They knew where the 1st down marker was, and they decide whatever you want to have, you can. You're just not going to get the 1st down. Excellent tackling right there.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do...
All right, so both offenses did get a shot, and they both stalled out. So we're going to go ahead and sim out here the rest of the game and see how it all shakes out here. All right, so 0-0 here, still in the 1st quarter. So New York Jets do get a touchdown, up 7-0. Now Miami does strike right back. Now 7-7 now, 14-7 now Miami. New York does strike back 14-14. So this is a just a brawl right now, going back and forth. Now 2nd half. Miami up 21-14. New York does get a field goal. Miami with the ball now. They get a touchdown, up 28-17 now. Now in the 4th quarter, New York does score a touchdown, 25-28. So here at the last 2 minutes, New York does score a touchdown. So Miami does need to get a score here. So we're going to go ahead and slow it down and see if they can do that.
Throwing now is Roethlisberger. connecting with Hill. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First down now, but that clock rolling. Roethlisberger's throw complete there to Johnson. And he will get to the sideline here, but that a minimal gain at best. 3 yards, possibly 4. Second down at 6 now from the 42. Now it's Roethlisberger. Over the middle, complete. It's Hill. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. Here's Roethlisberger. Sanders has it over the middle. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Roethlisberger to throw. Johnson with a completion over the middle. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
All right, so they don't get the first down there. And I think that's going to do the game right there.
This one came right down to the wire, and CD, they had that one final chance to try to navigate their way into the end zone, but couldn't get it done to avoid the loss.
Yeah, and how about the defense there? Because while they had one final look at the end zone, the defense made sure they knew what they were doing on the last play, executed it flawlessly, and no flags. Because remember, if there's a defensive penalty, there's one play left in the game that the offense gets. They didn't allow that to happen.
So for the Jets, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, it was a good first month, but they'll fall to 4-1 as they suffer their first loss. And they'll get a home date next week against the Minnesota Vikings. So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Jets as we say so long from MetLife Stadium.
And that is your final score. The Jets do take out the Dolphins 32-28. Drew Brees doing Drew Brees things, 353 yards and 4 touchdowns. While Roethlisberger did have 245 yards and 1 touchdown, Barry Sanders did have 16 carries for 112 yards. Chad Johnson, 5 receptions for 62, and Tyreek Hill, 6 receptions for 49. So the Dolphins do lose their first game of the season. And we're going to go ahead and sim up to the Steelers, which is the game right after the Vikings here. So the Steelers, again, were our episode 5. That's when we started keeping all the teams in to do this. And the Steelers do have, I believe, Tom Brady as their starting quarterback. So we're going to go ahead, and it looks like we did beat the Vikings 51-7. So we're going to go ahead and jump in here and watch Ben Roethlisberger go up against Tom Brady. Again, guys, if you like this kind of content, please let me know with the like button. And if you're new, please consider, subscribing. Also hit that notification bell so you don't miss another episode, guys. We do bring this series out every Friday. So, again, these are real fun to make. So, I hope you do like the series. Definitely let me know in the comments below what you guys think about the series.
Tonight, from Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Miami Dolphins taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Miami Dolphins.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and slow that one down. We'll watch the first couple series here.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a man in his 23rd NFL season. Still doing it at age 45, Tom Brady.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that 1 interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
There are the numbers for Samuel from that game last week. 22 carries, 95 yards.
After the last game, they have plenty of reason to be confident in their running game. And even though they're facing a top 10 defense, they're not going to shy away from doing what they do best. Make them adjust to them. Make them stop what they do before they go to any type of a changeup.
A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Brady now on 1st down. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
On 1st down, Brady. He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Brady, and they'll get him down inside the red zone at the 14. It's also a gain of 14. 1st down. Into the red zone, it's Brady. Complete, the tight end, Kelsey. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Debo. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. Here's Brady. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Myles Garrett racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. This will be spotted at the 20, so it's a 30-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good, and the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one.
As Sanders has it poked free, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over.
As that ball got away from him and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Now Roethlisberger on first down, and that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
I love those corners who can not only cover, but don't mind getting a little physical as well. How about the coverage on that play, knocking that pass away?
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Roethlisberger. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. A false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. The Dolphins at 5-1 here in this early part of the season. They're in a real groove of late. Winners of 5 of their last 6.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Now on 2nd and 16, Roethlisberger. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his 3rd completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And a top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc.
A gain of 4 that time as the drive will continue.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Right back to Sanders on first down. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The numbers for Sanders last week, 20 carries, 83 yards.
And when you lead the league in rushing for this stretch of time, now you take on the identity. You now lead the team, and everything runs through you in terms of offense.
From the 39, Roethlisberger, and this is incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. Roethlisberger will throw, and he fires one, but incomplete. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their 2nd offensive possession. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency.
All right, so both offenses had their shot. the Steelers did end up with the field goal. They went right down the field, and then Myles Garrett got that sack on Brady. And then again, Barry Sanders had the almost fumble on the kickoff return, and then, of course, they missed the field goal there. So here we're going to go ahead, and just like we usually do, we're going to go ahead and sim out the rest of it and see how it all shakes out. All right, so Pittsburgh does get another field goal, now up 6-0. Miami does strike back and finally get a touchdown there. So they're up now 7-6, now up 14-6 here in the second quarter. Now second half, Miami has the ball here. They don't do anything with it. Oh, and then Miami scores really quickly, now up 21-6, now 21-13. Now here in the fourth quarter, Miami with the ball, and they do get a score there on the field goal. Pittsburgh does finally get another touchdown there. It's now 24-19. Miami with the ball on the 12-yard line, and that's the game.
What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So for the Dolphins, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
All right, and that is your final score. So the Dolphins do take out the Steelers 24-19. Roethlisberger ends with 329 yards and a touchdown, while Tom Brady 299 and 2. Barry Sanders does end with 23 carries and 127 yards. Chad Ochocinco, 6 receptions for 81, and then Tyreek Hill, 3 receptions for 104. So Miami's still, racking up the wins right now. Now it's 6-1. So we're going to go ahead and sim as far as we can here, so that way we can go ahead and see the last game against the Jets, and then we'll see if they can make it to the playoffs. Because currently, right now, they are sitting at 6-1, but the Jets are still undefeated. So Jets still undefeated, 7-0. So let's go ahead and see how we do against the Lions here at 3-3. We do beat them 38-14. Up next are the Chicago Bears. We do beat them 52-14. Now here against the Browns, we do beat them 31-28. We have the bye week here. Jets are still 9-0. 10-0 now, the Jets, so they're still winning the division. We've got the Houston Texans here. We do beat them 42-17. Up next here is the San Francisco 49ers. We do beat them 38-15. Jets still 12-0. Wow. All right, we beat the Chargers 30-24. We've got the Bills here. We lose to the Bills 20-14. You now have the Packers here. Jets are still 14-0, guys. Holy moly. All right, so we win 45-42 against the Packers. Jets finally lose a game. We got the Patriots here. We do beat the Patriots 52-13. And we've got the Jets. So the Jets are 15-1, Miami 14-2. So this is not only probably a game for the number 1 seed, but also for the division. So let's go ahead and see how this all shakes out, guys. Again, guys, this is so much fun. I hope you guys are really enjoying this. So, and that's what we're doing, going forward is, all the rebuilds. If they have a team already in there and it's on their schedule, we're definitely going to watch it.
Today, from Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida, it's Week 18 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Miami Dolphins taking on the New York Jets.
From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins.
All right, so we're slowing it down. We're going to watch the first two series.
Here's a punter, Thomas Morstead, to get this one started. And we are underway from Miami. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. And a glance here at the vet. He's got a lot of years under his belt in the National Football League.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him the win. Now a throw over the middle, and he's got it to start the drive. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. A first carry now. This is Williams. 4 yards the pickup, first down. They run it again with Williams. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now Breeze. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. To throw is Breeze. Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And he is going to have a Jets first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
He'll get it across midfield down to the 49. This defense for the Dolphins, they were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
Yeah, they only allowed 13 points, and you can poll all 32 coaches, and I guarantee you they'd say, we'll take that every single week. But let me think about that for a second. Maybe there'd be one contrarian that would say, give me 10.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On play action, it's Breeze. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10.
I really don't think you can fault the decision-making here because your offensive quarterback, they really had a big week last week, and you're ready for them to go again here. Not the anticipated result, of course, but you definitely understand why they did what they did. That quarterback's been hot. You want to keep the ball in his hands and see if he can keep the magic going.
So here are the Dolphins now as they'll be backed up to start this first drive. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
If you ask coaches at any level to design their ideal leader of the team, I think they're going to check every box with this guy. He's got the poise to handle responsibility. He stays calm under any kind of pressure, and he brings out the best of his teammates each and every week.
They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's second down now. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Another run here with Sanders. And he'll be taken down at the 18. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. The Dolphins had 14-2 heading into this final week, and they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And let's remember that last week that this offense, they played about as well as they possibly could play. Touchdown after touchdown. They were absolutely unstoppable in that game. They'll be hard-pressed to do it again, repeat that type of performance. But, boy, were they sensational just a week ago.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll run with Sanders. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Roethlisberger now to throw on 3rd down. And that's going to be incomplete. But, man, his first throw, that nearly went the other way. Instead, it's 4th down. And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away.
Come on, let's get him.
So,
All right, so both offenses did have a chance there. They both stalled out. So we're going to go ahead and see how this all turns out, guys. So 0-0 here, first quarter. New York does get a touchdown. Miami does strike right back, and so does the Jets. Now up 21-7. New York is over Miami. Miami does score 14-21. And that's what it's going to be here coming into the second half. Miami does tie the game now, 21-21 all. New York does get a field goal. Miami gets a touchdown. New York Jets also get a touchdown, so Miami is going down the field. They also get a field goal, now tied at 31. So we're going to go ahead and jump in here the last 2 minutes.
it's a 2nd down run with Sanders. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up. Another run with Sanders. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. Running right, here's Sanders. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as it comes with 1:25 left to go in the contest. Here's Sanders. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. They'll run with Sanders. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there. His 25th touchdown, tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Dolphins have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the 4th. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and they will take a 7-point lead. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So the Jets now down on the scoreboard. 1:11 to go. They need a touchdown to the PAT to tie it as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw, Breeze. On a huge mistake late, it's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And with the defense out of timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel.
All right, so it looks like the Dolphins are going to go ahead and take this one. With a minute to go, they get that last pick, and that's the game.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for Miami, it's one more win to finish the season as they wrap up with a sterling 15-2 record. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for the Jets, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And the playoffs will run through their house as they'll get the week off and get set to host a divisional round game in 2 weeks' time. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
And that is your final. Dolphins do come away with the win there, 38-31. Roethlisberger ends with 245 yards and 3 touchdowns, while Drew Brees throws for 381 yards and 4 touchdowns. Barry Sanders there, 21 carries, 164 yards. And then Chad Johnson, 6 receptions for 81 yards, and Tyreek Hill, 3 receptions for 41 yards. So we'll go ahead and check out the playoff seeding here, and then we'll check out all the yearly awards. And then we'll go ahead and check out and see what happens in the playoffs here. We'll have to see if this Miami Dolphins team can make it to the Super Bowl. And I'm guessing they're going to have to go against the Cowboys if they make it that far. But we will see how far and how everything pans out here. So let's go ahead and sim to next week here. All right, so Miami actually gets the wild card. They end up the 5 seed. Oh, that's right. Yeah, so because they also lost the division, looks like the Jets do come away with the division there. Looks like they did have the tiebreaker. So we are going to be in the wild card here. It looks like the Cowboys from last week, they did get the number 1 seed. Not surprising because they were undefeated last episode. So definitely go check out that episode if you want to see. The one team that's not here is the Steelers. So they did not make it. Again, they were another one of our rebuild teams. So Tom Brady could not will the Steelers to the playoffs here. So let's go ahead and check out the stats, all that good stuff. So what a season so far. Holy moly. So your passing leaders are Joe Burrow, Baker Mayfield, and Kenny Pickett. Rushing leaders Barry Sanders, Javonte Williams, and Derrick Henry. Receiving leaders are going to be Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill, and Devontae Adams. Your sack leaders, Myles Garrett with 30 sacks. Also Trayvon Walker from the same team, 25 sacks. Holy moly. DeMarcus Lawrence rounds that off. Interception leaders are going to be Marshawn Lattimore, Jalen Johnson, and Trayvon Diggs. Your tackle leaders are going to be David Long Jr., Bobby Wagner, and Deion Jones. So it looks like Myles Garrett gets the sack record. Let's go ahead and just double check that real quick here for the records. So in a season, defensive sacks in the season, Myles Garrett 30 sacks for the record. Also Trayvon Walker right behind him, same year with 25 sacks. What a pass rush. Holy man. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the yearly awards here. Ben Roethlisberger is your MVP. Coach of the Year is going to go to Robert Saleh of the Jets. McDaniel comes in at number 4 for the Dolphins. Your AFC Offensive Player of the Year is going to go to Barry Sanders. Tyreek Hill comes in at number 2. Roethlisberger comes in at number 9. Defensive Player of the Year, of course, it has to be Myles Garrett, breaking the sack record. Trayvon Walker right behind him. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Sky Moore of the Jets. Garrett Wilson comes in at number 3 for the Dolphins. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Trayvon Walker. Of course, he had the 25 sacks behind Myles Garrett there. Channing Tindall comes in number 2. Again, remember, he got that +9 to begin the season. All right, so best quarterback is going to go to Ben Roethlisberger of the Dolphins there. Best running back goes to Barry Sanders. Best wide receiver goes to Tyreek Hill. Best offensive lineman goes to Elijah Vera Tucker of the Jets. Robert Hunt comes in at number 9. Best offensive lineman, of course, goes to Myles Garrett. Best linebacker goes to Trayvon Walker. What a season. Best defensive back goes to William Jackson III of the Steelers. Trayvon Diggs comes in at number 2. Best kicker went to Greg Zuerlein, Greg the Leg, out there in New York. Jason Sanders comes in at number 10. All right, so it looks like they had the number 1 offense as far as yards go. The 18th best defense when it comes to yards as well. Points scored, first in the NFL for points scored, and then 7th best defense there. So top 10 defense when points allowed, number 1 offense as far as yards and points go. All right, so as far as the stats go, Roethlisberger ends with 4,638 yards, 43 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. He did have a 65 completion percentage rating, and his quarterback rating was 119.6. And then Barry Sanders, of course, doing Barry Sanders things, 289 attempts for 1,900 yards and 23 touchdowns. Cam Akers did come in with 484 and 5, and then Roethlisberger even chipped in with 110 yards and a touchdown himself. Receiving two receivers over 1,000 yards, Tyreek Hill, 1,648 yards and 14 touchdowns. Garrett Wilson had 1,067 and 11. Ocho Cinco came in with 978 and 9. Kellen Winslow Sr. came in with 621 and 4. Barry Sanders out of the backfield, 128 and 1. Defensively, Channing Tindall is your tackle leader, 129 tackles. Baker had 112, and Byron Jones ended with 104. As far as tackles for losses go, Myles Garrett did have 16 TFLs. Trayvon Walker comes in with 16. And of course, those are your sack leaders of the NFL right there. Myles Garrett with 30 sacks. Trayvon Walker, 25 sacks. That is a pass rush from hell right there. Holy moly, I've never seen that many sacks from the same team, especially, the top two sack leaders. Man, that is crazy. 30 sacks from Myles Garrett, 25 from Trayvon Walker. Interception leader is going to go to Trayvon Diggs with 5. Tindall comes down with 4. And then Howard and Holland come down with 3 apiece. Let's go and look at the fumbles here. There was 3, one by Tindall, one by Howard, and one by Jones. Only one was recovered by Channing Tindall. And no defensive touchdowns. Again, the only defensive touchdown I've seen was from Deion Sanders, and that was from last week's team for the Cowboys. All right, so we are in the wild card against the Raiders. So let's go ahead and see how this all plays out. How do you think they're going to do, guys? Do you think you're going to make it to the Super Bowl? They have to get over the Jets. And then, of course, if they do make it there, it's probably going to be the Cowboys. So let's see if they can bring the trophy home.
Tonight, from Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the AFC Wildcard Round on EA Sports. It's the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Miami Dolphins.
Well, there's never a shortage of shows or sights and sounds throughout this city, but for the next few hours, all eyes are glued to Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas. Coming up, it's the final game of Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a good AFC matchup in store between the Miami Dolphins and the Las Vegas Raiders.
All right, let's go ahead and just jump right through this. All right, so 0-0 to start the game. Miami strikes first, 7-0. Las Vegas does get a score there, but Miami now is just pouring it on. Now up 17, now 17-6, 24-6 now for Miami. Looks like they're a team on a mission right now. 31-6 now, Miami. Looks like this game is absolutely over already. 38-6 now, 45-6 now in the fourth quarter. Las Vegas does not score there. 52-6 now. Holy man.
The Dolphins advancing in these playoffs as we say so long, everybody. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from Las Vegas.
And that is your final score, 50 burger by the Dolphins, 52-6 over the Las Vegas Raiders. Derek Carr ended with 207 yards and 0 touchdowns, while Ben Roethlisberger had 234 yards and 3 touchdowns. Barry Sanders again doing Barry Sanders things, 17 carries for 165 yards. Ocho Cinco, 6 receptions for 85, and Tyreek Hill, 3 receptions for 99 yards. All right, so the Dolphins are going to go ahead and advance here, and I think they may actually have to play the Jets again, since they are the 1 seed and we're the 5 seed. But then again, another lower seed could come in and take that. Uh-oh. Got an error here. Hopefully we're all good. Yeah, so we do win 52-6. So we're going to go ahead and advance here. Nope, we got the Indianapolis Colts here in the next round. Let's go ahead and see how that all shakes out. Again, guys, I'm going to go ahead and remind one more time. Please hit the like button if this is the kind of content you like to see. If you're new, please consider subscribing, and please put down in the comments how you guys are enjoying this type of series.
Tonight, from Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, it's the AFC Divisional Round Playoffs on EA Sports. It's the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Miami Dolphins.
These folks in the Circle City, they love their Colts, and they have packed the house tonight as we welcome you to Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. Coming up, it's Divisional Round Saturday, and we've got an AFC battle on tap between the Miami Dolphins and the Indianapolis Colts.
All right, we're going to go ahead and watch and see how this all folds out, guys. All right, so again, 0-0 to start the game. Miami quick score 7-0. Indy does strike back 7-6 now. Indy now up 9-7. 16-7 now Indianapolis. Miami does finally get a score on the board, 14-16 now. Indianapolis is still winning. Now Miami does have the lead. Now 28-16. Looks like they've awakened the beast. 35, now 35-19. 42-19 now for Miami. Now in the fourth quarter here, nothing Indianapolis can do.
The Dolphins advancing in these playoffs as we say so long, everybody. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say good night, everybody.
All right, and that is your final score. Miami does take down the Indianapolis Colts 42-25. Matt Ryan did have 272 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Ben Roethlisberger had a monster game, 423 yards and 5 touchdowns. Barry Sanders had 18 carries for 88 yards. Chad Ochocinco, 2 receptions for 52 yards. And then Tyreek Cheetah Hill, 6 receptions, 172 yards in that game. All right, so they are going to the AFC Championship. Will they be going against the Jets for a third time for revenge? Let's go ahead and see here. All right, so the AFC Championship is upon us, and it is against the New York Jets yet again. All right, so we're going to watch the first 2 series here. Let's see if the Jets can withstand this Miami Dolphins team. Man, what an epic year so far for this episode.
Tonight, from MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, it's the AFC Championship game on EA Sports. It's the New York Jets taking on the Miami Dolphins.
It's the NFL playoffs on EA Sports. No bigger stage than this one. Sold out MetLife Stadium, located just outside of New York City. Straight ahead, it's a clash to decide the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl. And it'll be a great one between the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets.
All right, so we're going to slow it down, watch the first 2 series, and then we'll jump ahead.
The winner gets a trip to sunny Arizona for Super Bowl 57. The AFC title game is underway. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. And led out by their veteran quarterback. He's been around a while. They don't celebrate birthdays for him. They just cut him up, see how many rings he's got around the middle. He has been in the league a long time.
And we can talk all we want about football being a team game and leaning on different parts and aspects in order to get it done. And that's entirely true during the regular season. Some weeks it's the defense, the special teams, running the football. But in the playoffs, all the pressure reverts to the quarterback, and he has to play well and play at a really high level in order for his team to win.
To throw again on second down, Breeze. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Now Sanders. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And it'll be Dolphin football. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback.
And you'd think as a young QB there'd be some nerves leading an offense out to start a game, but haven't seen any sign of them right now. And speaking with him earlier this week, sensed that the pressure wouldn't get to him. He feels comfortable being the face of this offense and shouldering the expectations on game day, even if he doesn't quite have the years of experience other quarterbacks do.
Now a pass that's taken in by Hill, and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now a carry for Sanders, and he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now Roethlisberger, and going deep for Hill. And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 48 yards. And the Dolphins are on the board first here in this AFC Championship game. I think that's the dream start right there. The defense stands up on the opening drive, then they go right down the field and score.
It's a positive start for your offense and your defense. And when you're talking about playoff football, what a great way to get things going.
Everything is magnified and amped up a little bit more.
To put it mildly.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 7-0.
All right, so it looks like Miami means business this time around. They strike first quickly to Tyreek Hill for a touchdown, up 7-0. Let's go ahead and see if they can go ahead and keep that momentum going. So Jets also get a quick score. Now Miami up 14-7, another quick score, 21-7. Jets are fighting back, though. They're not letting go. Miami up 21-14 here in the second quarter. Now 24-14, but New York does get a score there right before the half. Second half now, Jets are still clawing their way back, up 31-28. Miami does another touchdown there, up by 10, now 45-28, now 52-28. Looks like they're going to the Super Bowl.
And with this win and an AFC championship, they have reached the most hallowed ground in all of sports.
That means they are the best in their conference. What an incredible feeling for this team to go through the entire season and come out on top and now go to the Super Bowl for the right to be called world champion.
And that will do it for this one. For Charles Davis, myself, and the entire crew, will see you in 2 weeks at the Super Bowl.
All right, so Miami goes to the Super Bowl. They do defeat the Jets 52-28. Drew Brees does end with 297 yards and 3 touchdowns, while Ben Roethlisberger 424 yards and 4 touchdowns. Barry Sanders does have 15 carries for 117 yards. Ocho Cinco 7 receptions for 99, and Tyreek Hill 6 receptions, 193 yards. Wow, what a season! Culminating here to the Super Bowl. Let's see who they're going to be facing. We'll check out the team as well. Let's go ahead and see who they're going to be facing here. We're going to sim to the Super Bowl here. And it is the Dallas Cowboys, but this time they are not undefeated. They are 15-2, just like us Miami Dolphins. Looks like Patrick Mahomes is actually going to be the starter for the Cowboys instead of Peyton Manning like last week. Let's go ahead and look at the roster now. You guys saw it when it first started. All right, so we do have Ben Roethlisberger here again as your starter. Barry Sanders at running back. And then we do have Garrett Wilson here at 96 overall now, along with Chad Johnson and Tyreek Hill. I'm actually going to go ahead and start Wilson now with Chad Johnson with Tyreek Hill in the slot. George Pickens here still at a 94, Judy at an 86, and Robinson up to a 71. Winslow again 99 overall. Look at this defense. The defense has been going crazy. Again, Travon Walker a 99 overall. Garrett also a 99 overall. And you also have Trayvon Diggs gets his X Factor up as a 93 overall. The other pickups we got, of course, was that Channing Tindall and Harold Landry. So, man, what a season. We'll have to see how this all plays out in the Super Bowl here. Can they take out the Dallas Cowboy juggernaut? Again, watch that episode last week to see how they completed a perfect season, and they also won a Super Bowl. So we're going to have to see how this all plays out, guys. If you guys have made it this far, smash that like button, guys. This is an awesome season so far.
Tonight on EA Sports, Super Bowl 57. It's the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Miami Dolphins.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. We count down to kickoff in what should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champion Miami Dolphins taking on the NFC champions, the Dallas Cowboys. Brandon Gunn here with Charles Davis, and for the Dolphins, what a turnaround under first-year head coach Mike McDaniel. I mean, this is a franchise that had not won a playoff game since the year 2000, but wow, I mean, they're AFC champions.
Give them a big amount of credit for getting here, and how about this franchise in total? They have won the Super Bowl twice, but those were Super Bowls 7 and 8 in 1973-74. They are so excited to be back in the big game.
Meanwhile, the Cowboys have had some ups and downs since their last Super Bowl appearance, but they're back for the 9th time, trying to win number 6 and tie the Patriots and Steelers. For the Cowboys, their last Super Bowl title quite a while ago, January of '96.
And those were great teams. Jimmy Johnson was their head coach. Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, all Hall of Famers. They were known as the Triplets. But then you go further back to those great teams in the 70s, led by Hall of Fame coach Tom Landry, Roger Staubach at quarterback, Tony Dorsett at running back. Those were great teams as well. This one, trying to create their own identity.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and slow it down here and watch the first 2 series, and it does look like it is Peyton Manning starting for the Dallas Cowboys.
The stage is finally set, and here we go. Super Bowl 57 is underway. Fielded just outside the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. So here the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. At a glance at the man under center at 6'5", he always demands attention.
As we begin the Super Bowl, we're looking at one of the game's most important players. And whether he's the centerpiece of the offense or taking a backseat to his teammates, offenses always look to the quarterback to be a leader in moments like this. He's got to be that calm, composed pillar out there who stays level-headed and keeps everyone focused on the task at hand.
2nd down and 4. They fake the handoff. Now Manning. This one completes Alec Pierce. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Able to get around one would-be tackler, but not much room after that. The window closes. He gets 2 yards there, 2nd down. Now Manning over the middle, hauled in by Campbell. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. They'll try and fight for it here with Campbell. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And leading him out, their veteran quarterback.
And no doubt he's living out a dream right now he's had dating back to his first days of playing football as a kid. But he certainly can't get lost in the moment right now. There's still a Super Bowl to be played, and his offense, they're looking to him to be their leader. You can take it all in when it's over. Right now, you got the biggest game of your life to win.
Tackle there by Leighton Vander Esch. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll go again with Sanders. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first. This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude, and I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now? But maybe the better question, CD, what do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon, and he had to, and he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who've been there before. Find out how they handled winning, losing, handling all the ticket situations, travel, practice, all those things, and then trust your gut, make your best decision, and put it all out there and give your team their best chance to win.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now it's Roethlisberger. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. So after several rushes to start the game, Charles, they go to the air there and get a nice completion.
Nice mix-up on the play calling, right? Establish the running game, make the defense think you're going to do it again, and then hit them over the top. Now you've got them betwixt and between. They don't know which way you're going to come at them.
As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. They go play action now. Roethlisberger. That's swung out wide to Sanders. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice, sustained series to begin the game, and it will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll get this down to the 10. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
A chance for the first score of this Super Bowl. Here's 1st and goal. A give running left. It's Sanders. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. They'll run it for the first time with Williams. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. A big one here early in this Super Bowl. It's 3rd and goal. To throw here, Roethlisberger. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Tyreek Hill from 3 yards out. And the Dolphins are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and it's now a 7-0 game.
All right, so Miami does strike first in this Super Bowl, 7-0. They do stop the juggernaut Dallas Cowboys on their first possession. Let's go ahead and see who comes out on top here, guys. All right, so 7-0 Miami. All right, so Dallas does strike back now, 7-7, but Miami does get a field goal, up 10-7. Dallas does strike back at 14 now, 14-10 Dallas, 21-10 Dallas now. And Miami goes right down the field, 17. Now up 21-17. Dallas does get another touchdown, now up 28. Miami does score right back. Miami again now, not leaving this fight, up 31-28. Now 31 all right now here in the fourth quarter. Miami driving down the field. They do get stopped. All right, so Dallas does get the score, up 38-31. Let's go ahead and jump in here and see what happens.
Back to throw. Step, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. He finds Wilson, and he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A first down there on a pickup of 25. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
He's back to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. They'll look to throw. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. He'll look to throw. And the comeback may stall out. It's intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a...
All right, so Miami did have a chance there, and it gets squashed by primetime Deion Sanders. So I think that's going to go ahead and do it. There are still 3 timeouts left. Let's go ahead and see if they're able to stop them there. But again, Dallas is still up 38-31. No timeouts here, and it looks like they're just going to go down. That is the game.
And the Dallas Cowboys will hoist the Lombardi Trophy. They are the kings of the NFL. And their remarkable season ends in the most remarkable of ways. They get to put next to their name, Super Bowl champion.
And they can't ever take that away, can they?
Nope.
That lasts forever. So good to see the emotion when it's all said and done. You see the hugs, you see the guys sharing, the collective happiness. Makes me want to carry you around a little bit on my shoulders to celebrate the triumph. And congratulations to them, a fantastic season.
And they are the Super Bowl champs. The Lombardi Trophy is theirs, and so are bragging rights for an entire season. And what a season it has been. Feels like we have been there every step of the way. Our entire crew doing a wonderful job. Thanks to my broadcast partner, Charles Davis. For all those guys, I'm Brandon Gaudin signing off. We'll talk to you next season right here on EA Sports.
And that's going to do it, guys. So the Cowboys do defeat the Dolphins 38-31. Cowboys now win 2 back-to-back Super Bowls in our random pack rebuild series here. Peyton Manning, 301 yards and a touchdown, while Ben Roethlisberger did all he could, 321 yards and 3 touchdowns. Barry Sanders had 20 carries for 129 yards. Garrett Wilson, 3 receptions for 48, and Ocho Cinco, 3 receptions for 46. As you did see it, the Super Bowl MVP was Earl Campbell, the running back there for the Dallas Cowboys. So what I'd like to go ahead and do here too is go ahead and show everybody how the rosters are now shaping up. And kind of show what the NFL's looking like here at the end. Because now, of course, you tune in next week to see who the next team's going to be. Let's go ahead and see who the top players are now in the NFL. A whole lot of 99s. So your 99s at quarterback are Mahomes, Breeze, Manning, and Burrow. Roethlisberger, Allen, and Jackson rounded off there. Your best running backs are Nick Chubb, Christian McCaffrey, Debo, Barry, Earl Campbell, Aaron Jones, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, Javonte Williams, Mixon, and Derrick Henry, along with Jonathan Taylor there to round it off. Your fullback, best one's going to be Kyle Juszczyk. Best wide receivers are going to be Hill, Johnson, Diggs, Adams, Kupp, Jefferson, A.J. Brown, Scary Terry, Garrett Wilson, and then you got Nuke and Jamar Chase rounding it off there. Your best tight ends are going to be Kittle and Kelsey, both on the Steelers, by the way, if you guys haven't seen that episode. Winslow, Andrews are your best tight ends. Best left end right now is going to be DeMarcus Lawrence. Your best right ends are going to be Bosa, Garrett, and Donald. Defensive tackles are going to be Jones, Lawrence, and Quentin Williams. Your best left outside linebackers are going to be TJ Watt, Von Miller, Max Crosby. Middle linebackers Fred Warner and Roquan Smith, along with Levante David. Your best right outside linebacker Trayvon Walker, Micah Parsons are going to be your best ones there. Your best corners, again, prime time, Deion Sanders, Jalen Ramsey, Jair Alexander, to round it off there. Your best free safety is going to be Jesse Bates, Fitzpatrick, Justin Simmons, and Micah Hyde, all at 92. Your best strong safety is going to be Derwin James, and then Budda Baker there at 93. So not bad when you're looking at the rosters. And this is what it's looking like right now. Let's go ahead and just advance one more week here so we can look at the wrap up for this season, and what a season it was. Again, the Dolphins fall to the Super Bowl champion Dallas Cowboys. Your MVP is Earl Campbell. Your NFL MVP is still going to be Ben Roethlisberger. Coach of the Year Robert Saleh. Offensive Player of the Year Barry Sanders. Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Christian Watson of the Packers. And the Defensive Rookie of the Year was Trayvon Walker. Again, 25 sacks. Myles Garrett, Trayvon Walker. What a combination. And hopefully we don't see that ever again. Hopefully one of those guys gets pulled for the next pack. So that's going to do it, guys. Again, if you guys made it this far, thank you so much. I really appreciate each and every single one of you who came and watched this video for me today. Again, if you made it this far, please hit the like button. If you're new, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell, because we do put out this series out every Friday. And don't miss our retro series on Wednesday as well. And then, again, comment down below, guys, if there's anything you guys would change. Please let me know. Again, if you guys like this series, also put that down there as well. Again, that's what the algorithm likes, is if you do like, comment, subscribe, and watch it all the way through. I do appreciate, again, every single one of you guys. But that's going to do it for me, guys. Until next week, guys, keep those packs ripping, and have a good night.